How far would you go
There he is.
to find home?
There we are in the caves.
For Catherine Spaulding, the question isn't answered in miles.
Well, we have the newspaper.
It's answered in time.
66. I was adopted at 3 months.
Okay.
3 months.
Born in Heidelberg, Germany, February 7th, 1955.
Well, most people have a lot of information on their birth certificate. Obviously, mine doesn't. I don't know how much I weighed or how big I was or anything.
Her mother, Gisela Teek, 17 years old, forced to give Spaulding up at birth.
Yeah.
On the other side,
There's my mom and dad.
Joseph and Thelma West, an American military couple stationed in Stuttgart, unable to conceive, yet looking for children of their own.
I never felt different than any other child. I just never did. I was never meant to. I was never flagged as, well, she's not blood. I have always been accepted and loved.
A great childhood, traveling the country as her father moved from base to base, retiring in Louisville. Children and grandchildren of her own. But a family filled with love couldn't keep Spaulding from wondering, what if?
I've always been curious.
Over the years, her mother and father died. Then February, her brother Mike, adopted with her in Germany, died of cancer. Suddenly, the feeling of being an orphan crept back in.
When they passed, it was like, we've tried to take the role on with our kids and all the grandkids, but there's always something missing. There's always something missing.
And Spaulding's daughter, Sandra, set out to help her find it.
I contacted a lady by the name of Evelyn over in Germany that my uncle's wife, Diane, actually had found out about in 2017.
Emails, pictures, and information sent back and forth. Then,
I found your grandmother. She still lives in that area. I'll try to contact her. I was emotional. I was excited. It sort of felt surreal, like, you know, I was hearing somebody else's story and not my own. I was not expecting it to be so positive so quickly.
they send Gisela a package packed with pictures and a letter, memories from the last 60 years. 2 weeks later, Sandra got a Facebook friend request and a message.
And I looked and it said, Hufla, Germany. And I was like, oh my gosh, they got the letter, you know? And she sent me a friend request and a message that said, we've received the letter from your mother, Catherine. We are thrilled. We've always known about her, wanted to find her, and would love to talk.
It was time to pack. 11 weeks of communication, applying for passports, and scrounging up the money for the tickets. 4,400 miles to Hufla.
Hello!
Everything just kind of fell into place. It was meant to be. It was like fate, destiny, whatever you want to call it. We were meant to find these people.
Nearly 2 weeks of family time. Catherine getting to meet her biological mother, 3 siblings, and all the kids.
Back there. Hey, Mom, say hi, we're live.
Getting a tour of her native country. Even a little FaceTime in the local paper.
And they had a reporter and a photographer there, and they did the story after 66 years that I had come home.
After 10 days, it was time to come back.
Rebecca?
Back to the memories and the family here in America. The dining room table is cluttered
Where is the Parliament Party?
with the new memories made overseas.
That's him.
How you can have people that far away from you all those years and not know about them. And then when you meet them, it's like there's been no time, except there has been. There's been 66 years.
A place, a home that had been waiting for decades.
We had such a good time.
In Vine Grove, Nick Picht, Wave 3 News. This
I mean, this is kind of normal, but
is how Ryan Big spends way too many mornings. Cleaning up empty tall
it's
boys
worse on the
from behind his home. But a little bit of spilled beer is nowhere near the worst of it.
it just kind of looks like Bourbon Street.
Shell casings,
Look what I found on the ground at Walgreens.
and uncapped drug needles.
This one here is strategically bent to allow one to draw one's heroin up after melting it in a spoon.
Are the climax of these parking lot parties. The flow of traffic behind their homes is a steady stream. Literally.
If we go to Walgreens and use the restroom like a normal human being,
person after person taking a leak on their property.
And, it says parking for, Walgreens only, but if there's no enforcement, then is that really a rule?
There's a lot of experimenting to see what's going to work to address the situation.
And you can see those failed experiments. The barricades sitting in the parking lot, what looks like a chain hook bent by bolt cutters. Now, Metro Councilwoman Cassie Chambers Armstrong says she's working with LMPD and the lot's property manager, Dahlem, on a bigger, more permanent solution.
Perhaps looking at more robust barricades to actually physically keep people out. I think the idea of having additional people, off-duty security to be able to help folks move along, having officers do increased patrols to move folks along so that you're not having people congregate on this private property.
And hopefully those ideas become solutions sooner as opposed to later, because Big and his neighbors are running out of patience and out of places to turn.
Just the aftermath has gotten worse and worse and worse as far as the care of the property has gone.
The saying goes, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Terrell Williams is living proof.
Because I remember laying on the ground, 21 years old, and thinking to myself, like, dang, life's over already?
That's what he thought 4 years ago, lying on the asphalt on 41st and Bank Street.
I'm literally seeing bullets left, right, left, right. I'm seeing concrete chip up, sparks flying and everything.
A downpour of lead that started just seconds before. Williams had just walked out of the convenience store on his way to his brother's down the street, his car running with someone else in the driver's seat.
My natural reaction kicks in, and I pull out my gun, cock it back, and I aim it at the guy sitting in my car. And next thing I know, I just feel something pierce my right side.
March 29th, 2017, Terrell Williams becomes a gunshot victim. Shot twice, once through the lung, spine, out his back, the other in his neck, lodged in his jaw. The 21-year-old playing dead to save his own life.
In my mind, I still knew I was about to die. And so there was one thing left to do, and that was start praying.
Asking God to stay alive as EMS drained the blood from his collapsed lung and rush him to the emergency room. Doctors, nurses, homicide detectives buzzing around his bedside. The diagnosis?
Oh, yeah.
He'll live, but never be the same. Paralyzed from the waist down.
In my mind, I'm going to be walking, like, soon. I know I am because I was just doing it. I know how to do it. I guess over time, you kind of realize, like, okay, this is a different type of injury.
An injury that forces Williams into U of L's Fraser Rehab Institute, 11th floor, spinal unit, where he meets nurse navigator Heather Connor, known around this building as Mom.
Here in this outpatient setting is where I feel the magic happens.
A physical and mental journey to recovery, complete with nurses, physical therapists, even social workers, rebuilding the whole person.
Go ahead and find your balance, okay? Not only are they trying to push themselves to the max every day that they're here, but they're also kind of fighting through depression, anxiety, PTSD, which we do our best to help them through as well. Oh, that's perfect.
A rehab team busier than ever during the city's most violent year. 163 people killed, 504 more wounded, wearing the badge survivor. Of the 504, 13 have come to Fraser Spinal Unit this year, on pace to match or surpass 2020, which was double a typical year. With that comes a brand new normal.
At that point, their world is rocked.
There you go.
Their number one goal is to walk when they come to us, and some will, some won't. The kids that are coming in here are younger than my own child. A lot of times I feel like I just need to hold them closer. They're just kids.
Connor says that holistic strategy sees results. Take Williams, for example. In 4 years, he's transformed from inpatient daily therapy to 2 times a week on his own now. He's graduated college on his way to a master's degree, and he's become an advocate for change, sharing his story. None of it possible without the coaching from Frazier.
If I can just help out just one person, that's what it's all about, man.
So here he is, in the Community Fitness and Wellness Center, pumping iron, thinking about the journey that started near death on the pavement in West Louisville and the team that gave him the strength to get up off the ground.
They have really, truly become like family.
In Louisville, Nick Picht.
Thank you for doing that.
Wave 3 News.